This is a quick screencast to talk about how to work on Scenic Gems with all of the different speed optimizations and caches that are on the website, and also setting up and working in a staging environment to do testing before porting over to the live site once modifications are up and running, working successfully. So in WordPress, obviously you've got your browser cache which needs to be cleared. There is also Cloudflare. So I apologize if you know Cloudflare, or just move past this part of the video. It won't take long. So logging into Cloudflare, I would have provided you with a login, placing it into development mode and confirming that, and also purging the cache. This will last for 3 hours. Once you've turned development mode on, it will automatically turn back off. So that's the CDN, how to turn that off. And also, so auto optimize is a minifier, and you can delete the cache there. And also my web host SiteGround has its own SiteGround super cacher, so you can purge the cache by clicking on this button. So combined with the browser cache, that's all the caches that are on the website. Now moving into, so that's that's working on the live site, I suppose. So now when I come into SiteGround, and I would give you a SiteGround login, to make sure you're working with the most current version of the website, it's probably important to work with a fresh copy of the website as a staging environment. So how do we do that? So logging in, going to accounts, then going to cPanel, coming down to WordPress tools staging, and creating a staging copy. There's also manage staging copies. I think I've got one in there at the moment, so there's staging 1. These are a exact duplicate of the site, which will have a different URL. So they're great for testing. So I can destroy this old staging environment because it will be a little bit old. So that's deleted now. So now create a staging copy and place ticks in all of these extra files, htaccess files, etc., that it doesn't recognize. It'd be nice if it had a select all, but it doesn't, so they all just need to be ticked so that you've got an exact duplication of the website. Do not password protect. Click continue. So that, I'll just pause the video now. That's going to set up the staging environment. Okay, so that probably took about 60 seconds to set the staging environment, to copy all the files over, so it's relatively quick. So down here in admin panel, if we click on that, we have, at the moment it says your connection is not private. So at the moment, what's happening is that the SSL certificate, it just takes a few minutes generally for the SSL certificate to come online. At the moment you can see that it's not secure. So once you set the staging environment up, it will just take a couple of minutes, and we'll try again. So I'll just pause the video again and I'll come back in a couple of minutes time. While we're waiting for that, I'll just, perhaps there are rare times where it won't actually activate. So I'll just go through that while we're waiting. So if I just open up my accounts in a new tab, and then I'll want to go to cPanel once it comes up. So I'm going to go in now and show where the SSL is. So that is here, let's encrypt under security. So here we've got Scenic Gems, and then we've got staging2.scenicgems.com. So it says that the status of it is active. So you can go into some details here if it's being stubborn and not activating. So if we come back and go to admin panel, we've now got, it's up and running, but I change my address to SG login. So it's essentially exactly the same URL as the live site, except that it's just staging and then whatever number staging environment has been created. So from there, you can log in and work on the website as you see fit. So I'm in plugins now, and I'll just quickly talk about the various speed optimization plugins that the website uses. So the first one is Adaptive Images for WordPress. So it creates its own cache of all images that are on the live site. So if you've got some caching problems with images, this is the plugin that may be responsible for that. So we can go in, and the cache directory is WP content cache adaptive images. Where you can see it there. So that's where all the images get stored. This is the directory that it watches, or the two directories that it's watching for images to be placed in, and then it will replace our images depending on the responsive size of the browser. Now, if I go down to clean up the image cache, so you can delete the cache if you need to, calculate the size. So that's essentially that. You can obviously in the staging environment deactivate it if you need to knock that out. The next one will be so auto optimize. There's auto optimize there. You could deactivate that on the staging environment, and SG optimizer, you could deactivate that as well. Now, having said that, with the SG optimizer, if I go to, let's see, if I go to, I have to go back out to cPanel, or cPanel Home, and down in, where are we? Okay, so, no, there, no. Here in Supercacher, if I click on that, now I think this is only site-wide, so turning these off is going to affect the live site, which I don't really want to happen. So it's best to leave this on, because I think it applies to the staging environment and the live site as well. You can do a master flush if you need to flush the cache for whatever reason, if you're finding things aren't updating, but turning it off is going to affect the performance of the website. So ideally, it would be best to work with these caching plugins. So deleting the cache, purging the SiteGround cache here, putting Cloudflare into development mode if you need to. All of those things are going to affect the live performance of the website, but at least they are still on. So just keep that in mind when working on the website. We want to keep the live site as fast as possible, but realize you obviously need to work and clear caches as you need to. So that's a quick rundown. I may do and I've got to talk to SiteGround support about pushing. If I go to just go back to cPanel Home. I need to talk to them about, where are we? Staging. So they say that one-click staging for WordPress, you can one-click deploy to live. So from staging, you can push your changes to live. I need to talk to them about membership, people signing up. Obviously, I wouldn't want to push to live and then lose all the memberships. So I just need to talk to them about that. And that'll be in another video anyway. But that's a quick rundown of caching and staging environments, how to create one. And yeah, if you've got any questions, let me know. Okay, cheers. Thanks. Bye.